Hey guys, I figure why not I do an interesting video. I'm gonna give my overall thoughts on the Final Destination series, so this is gonna be an interesting video. I've been making a few rants on these extreme films. I'm getting burned out. Um, I used to be a huge fan of these extreme films. I don't know what it is, but I'm just kind of getting burned out from them. So, yeah. So I'm gonna do a review for the Final Destination series. Something fun, okay? Not just something artsy, fartsy, pretentious bull crap um, like um, like this, these are arts, not Snuff 102, not um, not the Vomit Gore universe, not um, well, if I do a review of a Serbian film, it would be kind of a mild rant. It's a very, very well made film, but I don't know. I'm kind of getting burned out from a Serbian film as well. I'm getting burned out from these extreme films, so let's just get to it. So yeah, the Final Destination series. Um, there's 5 films currently in the series. There's a 6th one currently in the making. So here's the first one. Part 2. 3. The Final Destination. And Part 5. So, anyways, back to this. Now, this is the first film. It came out in 2000. This was directed by James Wong, who would go on to direct the 3rd film. Screenplay by Glenn Morgan, and Wong also did the screenplay. This was supposed to be an X-Files episode, but they decided to go for a feature-length film. It was written by Jeffrey Reddick. I like this film. This is a good film. This is a good first installment. I thought this was kind of original. I thought this was very original. I mean, the way it, the plot, basically, I like how, what they were going for. It's not your typical slasher where it's a guy in a hockey mask, with, like a weapon or something. No, it's basically death is, the main threat in this movie. Devon Sawa's character has a premonition. He's there's they're on a field trip they're going to Paris. They're on this plane, and he has a premonition that the plane explodes pretty much, and basically, he yells, "The plane's gonna explode!" And, him and Carter Smith, they get kicked off of they get into a fight, and they get kicked off of the plane, and Miss Loon gets off the plane as well as Devon Sawa's girlfriend, Ali Larder. She when what's happened, so she exits the plane, and another commotion takes place between Alex and Carter, and the plane suddenly explodes, and it really happened. So basically, it's basically, if people survived in their premonition, people survived, they die in their orders, in death. Basically is I like this the first 2 are the only ones I really care about when it comes to the characters. These are the only ones I really care for. Spoiler alert. These are the only ones I care for. Then we move on to Final Destination 2. Now, this is where Ali Larder, Claire Rivers, she returns in this. She's in this with some new people. Um, our main girl, Kimberly Corman, there. She has a premonition. Now, this is my favorite premonition, like my favorite accident of all of them. Basically, it's she's on vacation with her friends, and basically she's worried about the car breaking down pretty much, and like all changes pretty much, and there's this major pileup that happens. There's this log truck, okay, and basically the logs fall off of the truck and it goes through Officer Burke's car. Like, it goes through his windshield, and like, it's pretty brutal opening. I mean, a really cool opening. I mean, there's like practical and CG enhancements, like cars exploding, like big, massive explosions, and when Roy's car gets hit by the big truck coming through, and I like the death scenes in this. This is even gorier than the first one. I like Rory's death, like when the news van explodes, and that like, I think it's barbed wire goes through him. It cuts him all to pieces. It's like a practical and CG mixed together. I mean, it's really well done in this. I really do like. I like how they did it. The boy gets crushed by a falling glass pane. Kid gets crushed by a falling glass pane, and Tony Todd returns in this. I forgot to mention. Tony Todd is in the first one. He plays William Bloodworth. I like Tony Todd. I really do. He was perfect in this movie. Same with this film, Final Destination 2. He returns in this. Just really good. I mean, I like Tony Todd as Bloodworth. I really do. I mean, I like the first two movies. So, the second one's a lot of fun. And this is when the series starts going downhill for me. Final Destination 2. I mean, Final Destination 3. I'm not the biggest. I'm not. I couldn't. I used to like this movie, but nowadays I just can't stand it. I couldn't stand it. This movie has terrible CGI. Like now, I do like I did like what they were going for with the accent. It's on a roller coaster, and it's called like the Devil's Lair. I can't remember if that's what it's called, but like they get on that ride, and basically the roller coaster pretty much falls apart. People start falling off, being ripped in half. Pretty much, people getting torn apart. Pretty much, like, not torn apart, but like And Mary Elizabeth Winstead's boyfriend gets ripped in half. Like, you see half his like body. Like, you see his his legs. He's on the rod, and I mean, this is brutal. It really is. They upped the ante with this. I mean, this is very gory. There's also the tanning bed scene where the two girls, they're tanning, and basically, like, the temperature, like there's they bring drinks into the room, and basically, I don't know what happens, but, like, it causes the temperature to get really hot, and the glass shatters on the inside, and they're burning alive inside, and then it starts pretty much ignites a fire, pretty much, and the characters I can't stand. I could not stand the characters. This movie was dumb. It really was. Not as dumb as Part 4, which I'll get to. But I do like the ending, where they're in the subway, okay? And I do like that one guy's death where they're at like a carnival. I can't remember where they're at, and this big sign falls and crushes him. Like there's a version where he's completely crushed, or there's a where like half of his body's crushed, pretty much, and he gives the middle finger. In which that was another, and I do like. I mean, I like the deaths in this. I really do, with the as well as the one, as well as the engine going through the back of that guy's head. I mean, it's pretty brutal. I mean, I like the deaths. I really do, especially the nail gun. Like, the girl gets like shot with the nail gun. There's like she's stabbed with nail. I really do. I really like it. It goes through her face, her hands, like. And also, like I said, I like the ending with this where they're in the subway, and there is an option where there's two endings. There's two versions of that ending. There's one where it just cuts and you just hear the crash, or like one where it pretty much shows it like it's a wreck. You see like piles of bodies, and at the end, Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character, Wendy, you see the subway train come towards her. She's like, ah, like screams, and that's the end of the movie. I mean, especially when her boyfriend is smashed up like strawberry shortcake between like the window and the wall, like the train like the subway window. If you guys have seen that ending, you know what I'm talking about. There are things I liked about this movie, but it's still not a good movie. This movie doesn't hold up at all. Just not a fan. It's pretty lame, pretty dull. Well, not dull, but like, now this is the worst. The Final Destination, or Final Destination 4. I just couldn't stand this movie. This movie sucked. It was directed by David R. Ellis, who directed the second film in this series. This movie, I will say the only person I actually cared for in this movie was what's his face? He was the guy in Heat. He was also in Forrest Gump. Michael T. Williamson. I liked his character. I really did. I didn't mind him. He should have been the main character in this, but instead you had this guy named Nick, played by a guy named Bobby Campo. All these actors are like CW actors. This really sucked. I mean, there's terrible CGI. I mean, the deaths look creative, but it's terrible CGI put on top, because this movie, not to mention, this movie's also 3D, so it's supposed to be CG because it's 3D. Bullcrap. But oh my gosh, I'm forgetting a lot of things. I can't stand the characters. Not to mention, this is my least favorite. It's my least favorite accent. Okay, like it's at a race car stadium, and the something happens on the track. The race car explodes. Tires fly everywhere. It smashes this girl's head into smithereens, and like the car lands onto like the there's like a it looks like a car that it lands onto the stadium itself and explodes, and then like it starts collapsing. CGI, of course, and there's one where it cuts these couple in half, and I will say the only practical that's in this movie is that fire stuff where Carter, I think that's his name. He's really angry that he lost his wife after the stadium blew up and everything, and basically he gets dragged down the street by his own by his own tow truck, and the song "I Can We Be Friends." It reminded me of that scene in The Punisher with John Travolta, where John Travolta's dragged down the street. Same thing. Except that was a better movie than this. He gets dragged down the street, and he eventually gets set on fire. Eventually, he gets caught on fire, and he explodes along with the entire truck. The truck explodes. He explodes. And then his head lands onto George's yard. Now Michael T. Williams' the yard of Michael T. Williams' house. It's in front of his house. He witnesses what's going on. And not to mention, there's this stupid joke where his character basically was talking about deja vu and basically. And then he gets hit by an ambulance. Ooh, because they referenced the movie Deja Vu, where there's a scene where somebody got hit by a freaking ambulance too. I didn't like anything, and not to mention the stupid the ending was so stupid. I mean, when there's this scene at the end where they're at the coffee shop, and there's this truck that plows through the window, okay? And it's done. The ending's done in this stupid X-ray type of look, because it's 3D. This movie sucks. It's the worst in the series, and I don't care for part 3. All right, the last one so far, Final Destination 5. Now, this is definitely a step up, but I'm still not a fan. I'm still not a fan of the characters. There's definitely less CG. I mean, there's still some bad CGI in there. I like the deaths, and I like the accident. It takes place on this bridge, okay? Our main guy, his girlfriend, and like some of his friends, they're in this bus, and they're on this bridge, and they're doing construction on the bridge, and basically something happens on the bridge collapses, cars start falling off, and basically there's this death where this one dude, he gets like 8, maybe 9 bars through him. Like, it goes through his chest. There's one that goes like into his head, and it's CGI bars, and then he falls and hits the water. And it's just, and what's his name? David Kushner. His character, he gets killed. Like, there's this like hot tart that burns him. Tony Todd returns in this, which I liked. I didn't mind Tony Todd's character. The ending was okay. This one guy, he's at this like bar. The bar collapses. It falls. It crushes him. Body parts start flying. His arm starts flying at the camera, and before the credits, it gives you like a montage of deaths from other Final Destination, like previous movies. Oh, and I do forgot to mention one scene in this. There's a scene where this is now I couldn't tell if this was CG or practical. It was probably both, but the scene with Hunt, that's his name. I couldn't stand his character. I just couldn't stand him. He's at the pool, okay? He gets intestines sucked out of his and it's just this it's a like a what is it? It explodes pretty much. There's just this mountain like a fountain of blood sprays and his guts spray onto the deck. And they're practical. I mean practical guts, but I couldn't tell if it's CG blood or practical. It was probably CG. But back to this movie. Anyways. So, I do like the one death with David Kushner's character when his character gets when he gets killed by that he's at like this he has this massage, okay? He has needles through his chest, okay? And there's this fire that happens in the room. Like there's like candles lit off, and basically, and there's this little statue, okay? And it slides, it falls, and it smashes his head to a bloody pulp. Like it smashes it. Blood spurts onto the camera, pretty much. And I do like the death with the laser, you know. And she trips over on something, and then she falls out of the window. Her eyeball falls out, and a car runs over the eye, which I will say that's actually pretty gross. But there's a lot of things I don't like, and there's a lot of things I do like. But is it as good as the first two? No. Is it an improvement over the other two? Yes. But yeah. This is the last film in the series. Am I looking forward to part 6? I'm mixed. Honestly don't know. So, either way, I'm not the biggest fan of this franchise. This has some there is some alright films, but yeah, the first two are the main good ones. I might do reviews for these down the road. I don't know when, but yeah. This is my 5th video today. I did 5 videos. 5 videos. So, as far as my ranking would go, like the worst ones, here's part 4, like part 5. Number 5 is part 4. Number 4 is part 3. Number 3, part 5. Number 2, the first Final Destination, and number 1, my favorite in the series, is Final Destination 2. Anyway, so that's my thoughts on the Final Destination series, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to comment, like, subscribe. This is my 5th video today. It's hard to believe that I did 5 videos today. Oh my god. Maybe it's just because it's probably a good day to have all these videos out, and I don't know. But that's my thoughts on the Final Destination series. But bye guys.